Good morning, Sooner Nation. Good morning. We told you we'd be on immediately following the game, and here we are. The Sooners just win going away 10-2 in the second of the doubleheader. Really, people wondered, would the bats get going? Any questions? Any questions, Jay? Can you hear me, Jay? You're frozen. Can you guys hear me? Can the viewers hear me? Hello. Can the viewers hear me? You can't hear me? Okay, maybe it's Jason that's frozen. Maybe he needs to leave and get back on here. But yeah. Morning, Teresa, Roderick, everyone that's on here. Thanks for being on here. It is really early. That is correct. And it looks like Jay is joining us now. Jason is frozen. Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but you're on here twice. Your screen is.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Jeez, dude, come on. You're on here twice. You're going to have to close out, Jay. Leave and join back, please. Anyway, OU wins 10-2 in the second against Wisconsin. It was 2-2, and the Sooners explode for 8 runs in the inning, sending 13 people to the plate in that inning, Jay. Overall,
the bats are going now, man.
Any questions, Jay? Didn't I tell you that the bats wait, time out. Didn't I tell you this team was going to get double figures and probably win going away in both? You need to start listening to me, Jay.
You did, and before the season, this was the game I said they would lose. I was wrong. And there's nothing wrong. I'm wrong. And I don't know. I think their next test, I think probably next game they might lose could be Texas. This team right now with the bats going. Yeah.
Why are we saying which game they're going? Next game they might lose? Come on.
Because they got a huge winning streak, Jeremy. That's what's on my mind. Okay. But this
they're going to get to 100, Jay.
You think, and a lot of people think they're going to get to 100. Yeah, Wisconsin. They're not playing as good as what people thought they were going to be this year.
The reason people I think were worried about Wisconsin was mainly that it was a doubleheader.
Yeah.
After coming off of the Mississippi State game, and of course today you got the hour late start, so things are difficult. Listen, Nicole May wasn't her best today. Honestly, Kelly Maxwell wasn't her best. I mean, she goes 4 innings, 2 runs, 4 walks. So the control was a little bit of an issue. This team, Jay, I got to talk about someone right now. What's up, Fang? Ella Parker. Oh my goodness, Ella Parker.
She's going to be a next great player at Oklahoma. And Jeremy, you mentioned Maxwell may be struggling a bit. Here's the thing. It's perfectly clear now after the games they've played this year, Oklahoma, that the only way you're beating Oklahoma is if they have an off night pitching and hitting. One of them may struggle, the other one's carry. Like if the pitching struggles, the bats are going. If the bats aren't going, the pitching is going. So to me, it's going to take a bad game by Oklahoma and a really, really good game by somebody else to beat them.
Yeah, and the freshman came up big.
What madness? What madness? I don't have any madness. All I'm saying is for a winning streak like this to continue, I think it's hard. And that's why I picked Wisconsin. I thought this would be a game they could lose. And
look,
they didn't, and they dominated. And here's the thing. They can go on innings like they did tonight and score 8 to 10 runs like that. They can. Yeah, and you're seeing it without the long ball, Jeremy. The long balls, you're seeing it without it.
Yeah, tonight was a perfect example. But how good was it when Pickering, I don't know if you guys remember, but the inning that Parker steals a base. Okay, OU's been more aggressive on the pads. Steals a base, and then Cassidy Pickering brings her in on a base knock. And Gasso was very aggressive, sending Parker there. She got under the tag on that one. But look, that's a freshman driving home a freshman. As someone said, I think it was Thing, the freshman came up big. And again, this team is so scary. Everyone knew they were already, but to send 13 up when the score was tied and they're like, let's put this game to bed. Come on. 8 runs in an inning. We can talk all we want about other things. I mean, I thought there were a lot of things tonight.
Riley Boone again.
Riley Boone guys, Riley Boone has 9 RBI. I think Riley Boone right now is second on the team in RBIs, okay? Come on. Who would have thought Riley Boone would be second in RBIs? But she is. And Ella Parker had the big 2-run hit. This team is just very fun to watch, as they all are. But they're at 64 now, Jay, 64 straight. And honestly, you got 1 tomorrow. You kind of have a light day tomorrow, and then 2 on Sunday.
Yeah,
the hard part of this tournament's over. The hard part's over on this tournament.
Well, Robert's right on this. The home runs are down, which is surprising to me.
But they're not way down from last year through 11 games.
No. I agree with that.
They're not way down.
Here's the thing. All this has happened away from Love's Field. Wait till they get to Love's Field, too. I mean, the energy and everything behind that. This team's I'm not going to ever – I mean, here I did pick them to lose, but at this point, I don't know how I can pick them to lose a game at this point. I really don't.
I tell you the worst.
It's going to happen, but whoever said 405, boy, I'm not saying it destroys the season. I would almost beg to differ. I would say a loss wouldn't bother you at all for the season. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you have win streaks like this, it's inevitable. But they just seem to not – it doesn't matter what them. They just win. That's all they do is win.
Hey, and I'm not going to respond to Mark about is May the softball team's fruit. But listen, hey, what this team – it was – guys, I mean, if you were the opponent tonight going into this tournament, you weren't you could have been in a good place because this team, Oklahoma, comes into this tournament where you heard Patty Gasso all week and other players. This team was not happy with how they played. Even though they had won every game, they weren't happy. You just had a feeling, and that's why I picked them to pretty much run where I said the bats were going to get going, and they did. You're not going to hold this team down from scoring runs very long. And the way they came into this, that was expected. And Vicky, Grace Lyons' presence on the defensive side, you could say now Jennings made a really good double play tonight. It was a really good play. Torres made a good play at second. Hodge, look, there's been a little bit of struggle, but obviously Grace Lyons' presence was great. But I think everyone would say they miss some of the former players, but this team is very special.
Fang says May pitched well up to the first inning, and she should have gotten out of it not for Hodges' error.
Yeah.
That's true. And listen, if you look at May's outings this year, it seems to be one inning that kind of is what's getting her struggles. Is she'll have a bad inning,
and there are errors in both of those games.
Correct. And here's what I'll say. I want your opinion, Jeremy. And I'd love for the viewers their opinion on this. What did you think of Maxwell coming in the first game? Do you think it was because maybe to get her ready for the second game, give her an inning? I mean, at the end of that game, they were in control.
That's exactly what the
reasoning was for that.
I think it was get her throwing. They were going to have the 30-minute break after the first game, and I think it was honestly probably just to get her warmed up early a little bit. Maybe that's what I think. That's the way I felt it would be. Didn't see Monticelli tonight. I think we're going to see either Keeney or Monticelli with the start. Hey, S.J. Guerin was, I thought, really good tonight. She did not hesitate to throw S.J. Guerin in there.
Deal will start tomorrow, don't you think?
Do what?
Deal will start tomorrow, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think Deal's going to. Monticelli could.
Hey, Mark, what makes you say that, first of all? And then second of all,
I don't.
If you put her on second
right now, she's not playing second probably.
Who's going to play short then, Mark, if you do that?
She's going to be the shortstop. I think she's been pretty solid at short. Torres at second was in the second game. Hodge started second in the first game. So I think that's the kind of position that maybe you do.
I'm confused, 405, but I don't know. I really don't know what I'm saying that's side busting. But
I'll defend Jay. He's never said that a loss would kill OU, ever.
Jeremy, I've always picked them to lose a game because I've said one word. I've said it's inevitable. Like, you can't just keep winning every single game.
Mark,
maybe you can.
Hey, Mark, you're right. We're missing her at second. I'll give you that. I think OU's missing Jennings at second, but if she was at second, we would be not as good at shortstop. That's my opinion. SJ,
hey, that's
SJ
two
was
people
great
now.
again.
Fang and Steve have both said that. SJ was great again tonight. SJ
her changeup is top notch. Her changeup is top.
Her off speed is so good.
It's sick. Okay, it's sick.
Hey, what do you mean?
Hey, Walrus, I know you're the one. Walrus, I believe you're the one that commented earlier calling Jay and I casual softball fans. I believe it was. What am I right?
I don't know, but you said they would run.
Walrus, Walrus, just answer. Are you the one that commented on our earlier video preview of the Marion Under saying we were casual softball fans? Just answer that for me, and then I'll respond to your question here. Yeah. Okay. Let me explain. First off, if you watch the video, I, for one, never said anything about OU losing to Wisconsin. Second of all, it was the spot. Okay. It was the spot that it was the second game. It was a late night. It was a doubleheader.
And it was me. I'll take the blame.
And it was
for that.
Jay. First off, before you talk, Jay, don't call me a casual softball fan. It's 1:45 in the morning. A casual softball fan is not sitting here doing a live. Second of all, Walrus Kingdom, you can ask anyone on this softball chat right now. I don't think they would call us casual, because go back to last year. We were covering softball all year last year. So you can call me a casual all you want. I'm not one. Casuals don't sit there and stay up till 2 a.m. watching
Jeremy,
softball. Sorry.
You're getting on your rant here. Listen.
I am getting on a rant because
I
don't want to be called a casual softball fan.
I have no problem saying that I picked Wisconsin to beat Oklahoma. But here's the thing, Jeremy. You know, I said that 4 months ago. Okay. I don't go back on something I picked. I picked it as what would be their first loss this year. That's the game I picked. Okay. And I was dead wrong. Just because I picked that doesn't mean I'm a casual fan, though.
Yeah. So, I don't understand why the comment was made that we were casual, but whatever.
Who cares, Jeremy? Move on.
I am.
Fang says Patty obviously thinks shortstop is a more important defensive position and wants her best.
Don't you agree with that, though? I agree with that, Fang. I agree that shortstop is probably the most important.
I agree, and I also think that I think I think the rotation they're doing at second is what they're going to continue to do most of the year. I think Torres, Hodge, I think they're going to continue to rotate.
Hey, and Mark, I agree.
Fang knows softball like the back.
Go back to last year's
really good
stuff. Fang is very knowledgeable on softball. Appreciate the insight as well. Walrus, I'm not gonna sit there and say it anymore, and you can call us that. It's fine. But anyway, Wisconsin is not as good as we thought they were. Let's just say that either going into the season, right? I mean, going into the season, this game looked like it could be one that you would circle. Mississippi State actually ended up being a better. They're 10-1 heading in that game. So,
hey, and real quick, Walrus,
what are you talking about? Lack of knowledge,
Jeremy,
of the game.
Will you let me talk, dude? You don't let me talk. Hey, Walrus, is it the fact that I picked OU to lose that you're calling me a casual? Because I did. I picked them to lose the game. So, but.
I want to know how you say lack of knowledge of the game. I'm not going to sit here and argue with Walrus Kingdom until the summit. It doesn't make you more.
Move on, Jeremy.
It doesn't make me more knowledgeable. I agree. I can stay up. I can watch softball 24 hours. It doesn't make me more knowledgeable. Okay, but it does make me not a casual fan. Okay, and by the way, I do know the game of softball. Anyway, Softball America is doing. They are doing a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, and Fang is I would say, expert softball guy. Fang knows his softball. Yes, really good.
Anyway, two great wins tonight by OU. The Bats came to life, really, really, really came to life in the second game, specifically the fourth inning. But you talked about Ella Parker, Jay, earlier, Cassidy Pickering, Riley Boone was big today.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm still wondering about Hannah Core. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I think injury, obviously, but hey, I think the more impressive thing tonight, I mean, was not the Wisconsin win. To me, it was what they did to Mississippi State. Mississippi State has a good team this year.
Well, it was also, I mean, Kenzie Hansen hit a moonshot bomb to respond to the going down 2-0. It could have been 3 or 4-0, Jay. They had the runner leave early in that inning against Nicole May. That cost them a run.
And Robert,
I don't think it matters because OU would have scored what they needed to anyway.
And Robert, this was I didn't go into detail of why I picked Wisconsin, but there's many reasons, okay? And that's kind of one of them.
Fang, and Fang, part of it, last weekend, it was cold. It was kind of brisk tonight in the second game. Maybe as the summer gets closer to summer and it warms up, maybe her back will be better. But yeah, I do think the Hannah Core back situation is probably what's kept her out. It has to be because they wouldn't just keep her out of things. And Roderick, just a second, Jay. I'm never going to say I'm brilliant. I appreciate the compliment. I'm not going to say I'm brilliant on everything, but I'm not going to appreciate someone calling me a casual either.
Hey, are you surprised on the Hannah Core though because of how well she played in the battle series? Did you think, okay, I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue? I did. I kind of
thought that, Jay. Everyone thought that.
Yeah. So,
hey, I will
gymnastics is great.
Gymnastics is ridiculous. I will say that, at least from watching, Jay, we had the strength and conditioning guy on Joe Padua last year at the end of the year. He said they're going to make a conscious effort to be really, really special on the base pads. I'll have to go through and look at the stats through 11 games. It does seem like they're being very aggressive on the base pads.
Yeah, and I heard this too, Mark. First time either team scored more than 4 in a game between them. I mean, yeah. So I agree, Fang. I had her penciled in as a starter myself.
I did too, with Pickering as being an EH. I thought that's what it was going to be.
That's kind of what I had too, Jeremy, before the season started. So I'm definitely surprised by it.
All it's made is Ella Parker play more, and Ella Parker has stepped up in an enormous way. Ella Parker's swing is smooth as silk. I've said that before. She is going to be very, very, very elite here, and even earlier than what people thought.
What do you expect to see tomorrow? You expect Deal out there tomorrow starting?
I don't know. I think they could go Keeney first, but Keeney has been used more in the reliever role. Look, I think Monticelli or Deal probably starts tomorrow's game.
Hey, we talked about this on our video we did earlier, and listening to Patty Gasso earlier this week and her quotes about this pitching staff and what she can do with it. The fact that tomorrow the opposing team does not know who's pitching, it makes a big deal, okay? It's not when you're playing Stanford, you know you're getting Kennedy, right? Some of these teams have 2 pitchers that you know you're getting one of the 2. With OU, you don't know which one of the 6 you're getting, and you don't know which one of the 6 you're getting from inning to inning. I mean, Maxwell came in late today in the first game. They bring Keeney out of the pen. They start Keeney. They bring Guerin out of the pen. I mean, they got so many weapons with that pitching staff. And here's the thing. If one of them's struggling, you can stop the bleeding very quickly. Very quickly. You could bring a pitcher in that could go 3 or 4 innings and not allow a run. So,
hey, and Patty Gasso is not going to hesitate to bring someone else in. Like, I honestly, for one, was a little bit shocked it was S.J. Guerin in for May. But the analytics, the what they're doing as far as what they're looking at is way beyond what we ever think of. But S.J. Guerin was unbelievable. I think Mark's right. It's going to take a monumental effort of someone hitting a few dingers and someone shutting the OU bats down. And that combination is likely not to happen. I'm just saying.
And Fang, agree with this comment, and I would love it because Deal just came out off her best outing of the year, and I
She
would
did.
love. I think it would do wonders for her confidence too to have another game like that, back-to-back games from her that she pitches great. I mean, she had 10 Ks in her last game, in her last outing. So I would love to see that. Man, did you see that Arkansas pitcher tonight, by the way?
Oh, in baseball, yeah.
Yeah, the Arkansas baseball. Jeez.
I
But
do think
strikeouts. I mean, Deal
I think
Deal.
Monticelli, Jay, her velocity, she gets a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah,
May
yeah, and I
struck out.
expect
I
to see
forget how many
Monticelli
May
some
struck
more.
out. May can strike out batters, but the control, I think, even for Kelly Maxwell tonight with 4 walks, I think that was maybe the umpire rung Sydney Sanders up on one that was an unbelievable call. Like it should have been ball 4. Uh, but yeah, Mark, you say gymnastics because of depth, yeah. Uh, even softball, the depth is elite. And listen, Lori, I'm not here to run people off, but it's almost 2 a.m. Okay, we're doing a softball live. One, because we were staying up for the game, and 2, we knew people would join us, and you have. You guys are great. We wanted to talk softball, but I'm not here to run anyone off, but I'm not going to appreciate being called a casual fan either. I'm a little more than a casual. Okay. Uh, Jay, so tomorrow, and I think it was Fang that said San Diego State's a good team. It's not like they're going to play 3 teams coming up like what they saw last week. I think the teams they're playing in the Mary Nutter is great. I mean, this classic is one of the best one of the year. The UCLA Nebraska game, which got OU kind of off track as far as being on time, was a great game before them. But yeah,
And
tomorrow's going to be exciting, and then you got 2 on Sunday, Jay.
yeah, and Fang, you said it best, man. I'm ready for bed. And listen, thank you, OU softball, for our run roll in that last game to
Thank
get
you.
us to bed earlier. Thank
Thank you.
you. Appreciate that, OU softball. You always come through. OU softball always comes through.
Hey, and you know who else comes through? You know who else comes through? The Sooner Surge Maniacs.
Sturgeon
The Surge
Maniacs.
Please like it right now, please.
Appreciate it,
We're
Teresa.
getting ready to go to bed as well. But thanks for being on. Thanks for being on here. Yeah, that's another point, Michael. I appreciate that. Thanks everyone for being on here again. If you missed it, or if you're just catching the tail end, you can go back and watch this on your own time. You don't have to watch it live. But thanks so
All
much
they
for
do is
joining us
win.
here.
That's all
All
they
they
do.
do is win 64 straight. It'll be 67 straight by the completion of this Mary Nutter Classic. And guess what next week is, Jay? First game at Love's Field.
Can't wait.
Unbelievable momentum heading into that. Let's finish the Mary Nutter Classic off right with some run rules and some elite games. Thanks again, everyone. Surgeaholics, Surgeomaniacs, whatever you want to call you. Sooner Faithful for being on here. We'll see you today. We'll see
That's
you
right.
today. We'll see you again today. Boomer.
Sooner.